And he loves Israel too.
That's true. Hello, darling. Come on. Incredible woman with a great husband, a man that loved Israel. What he did is he fought for Israel. That's all he really fought for. He just wanted to take care of. He just wanted to take care of Israel. And these people do like Israel.
This is our first Jewish president.
Well, of course, President Donald Trump is not actually Jewish, but that didn't stop Mark Levin from claiming that, and Donald Trump nodding along with that notion. Not that there's anything wrong with having a Jewish president, it's just that Trump isn't Jewish. But what I can say without a shadow of a doubt is that the president of the United States is for sale. And that's what President Trump has literally been bragging about in various White House events. And the event that took place just yesterday, the Hanukkah reception at the White House, was really no exception. So that whole event almost felt like our own president was trolling us, the American people, because what was very clear, what was kind of shown to us in plain sight, was that Donald Trump has a price. And if you're willing to pay that price, he will do anything for you. And if we're talking about moneyed interest domestically, obviously he's willing to play ball with them. But what's so nefarious about what we witnessed yesterday at this Hanukkah reception is that he is definitely for sale when it comes to foreign interests, even at the detriment of the American people. We're talking about a man who has already approved $14 billion in military funding for the nation state of Israel. Overall, we have spent $26 billion on foreign aid to Israel since October 7th, and the money continues flowing in. The new National Defense Authorization Act has a provision in there that gives Israel even more money. And remember, we're talking about a country that has committed war crimes, atrocities, annexation of land belonging to countries that are supposed to be sovereign, that should be able to defend themselves. But what we're seeing here is a lopsided situation in which the president of the United States consistently shows us that he will prioritize both corporate interests and foreign interests over the best interests of the American people. So not only did he agree that he's the country's first Jewish president, Trump also criticized Congress for not being loyal enough to Israel. Take a look.
My father would tell me the most powerful lobby that there is in this country is the Jewish lobby. It's the Israeli lobby. It's not that way anymore. You have a lot of people in your way. You have a lot of people that don't want to help Israel. You have a lot of people in Congress that don't like Israel. You have a lot of people in Congress that, in a way, I think, Mike, we could say it, right? You're there, you're doing an amazing job, Mike Lawler. They hate Israel.
To say that Congress, or at least a growing number of politicians within Congress, hate Israel and aren't sufficiently loyal enough to Israel is ridiculous to me. And to say that the Israel lobby, it's not a Jewish lobby, it's the Israel lobby, which has Christian Zionists involved. To say that they are not as powerful as they once were is insane when you consider the fact that we have, on multiple occasions now, vetoed UN Security Council resolutions that would rein in the terror, barbarism, and atrocities that the Israeli government is carrying out. Our relationship and alliance with Israel has not only alienated us from some of our long-term allies, but it has made us a pariah in the global stage, along with, of course, the country that's committing the atrocities that we're talking about here. So, I mean, how much more money does Congress need to appropriate for Israel's atrocities, for President Donald Trump to be satisfied with the loyalty that our government, the government of the United States, is showing to the government of Israel? So let's get into some specific numbers, because despite a little more criticism toward Israel coming from various members of Congress, at the end of the day, their votes make it abundantly clear that they're willing to do Israel's bidding. And why is that? Why are they willing to do Israel's bidding, even knowing how unpopular it is to support Israel at this moment? Well, let's take a look at some of the Israel lobby funding here. This is from Open Secrets, and it's showing the money that was spent by the Israel lobby between 2023 and 2024. As you can see here, AIPAC spent nearly $43.5 million on bribing both Democrats and Republicans in a single year. Then you have J Street, which is also part of the Israel lobby. They spent close to $6.7 million. The Republican Jewish Coalition spent $5.6 million. You have NORPAC, which I wasn't even familiar with. They spent in a single year $1.65 million on lobbying our politicians to do the bidding of the nation state of Israel. And the Democratic Majority for Israel is another one. They spent $1.63 million on bribing our politicians. Now, during this Hanukkah reception, Trump invited Mark Levin and his wife, by the way, to the stage. And this very sweet moment unfolded. Take a look.
And these people do like Israel.
Hold on. And he loves Israel too.
It's true.
2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. 6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, "This is our first Jewish president." Now he's the first Jewish president to serve two not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
I can't help myself. We got to cue up that video again, because one of my favorite moments was Mark Levin's wife doing a slow, uncomfortable clap after Trump is referred to as the first Jewish president. Let's take a quick look at that again.
And these people do like Israel.
Hold on. And he loves Israel too.
It's true.
2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. 6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, "This is our first Jewish president." Now he's the first Jewish president to serve two not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
I love that video because it shows you that the very people who are actually in control of US foreign policy don't really care who the puppet is. They can literally loathe the puppet. In this case, it doesn't really seem like Mark Levin's wife has much adoration or admiration toward President Donald Trump. But nonetheless, he can be bought. And that's really the only thing that matters. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to the American people that they put their trust and faith behind this president who claimed he actually cared about our economic concerns, who claimed that he was never going to start any new wars. He's currently starting one right now as we speak with Venezuela. It's embarrassing to watch who is supposed to be the most powerful man, not just in this country, but in the world, get dog walked on a regular basis. It's not fair to the American people. And our system is so corrupt that foreign interests tend to reign supreme as long as they're willing to pay the price, as long as they're willing to bribe our politicians, including the president of the United States. It's disgusting. And if there's ever any question about the power and influence of the Israel lobby, get a load of this moment with Trump's Zionist donor, Miriam Adelson.
Now I met Alan Dershowitz, and he said the legal thing about 4 more years. And I say, Alan, I agree with you. So we can do it. Think about it.
Thank you.
Maybe I will be the first one who told you, or second. Yeah.
She said, think about it. I'll give you another 250.
I will give.
But her husband, Sheldon, was an amazing guy. And he'd come up to the office. And there was nobody more aggressive than Sheldon. I think I spent more time with him and you, because you usually came up together. But he'd call and say, can I come over, please? I say, Sheldon, I'm president of the United States. It doesn't work that way anymore. It's like maybe tomorrow. How about tomorrow? No, please, just for a little while. And I would, he'd always say 10 minutes. It turned out to be about an hour and a half, right? And what he did is he fought for Israel. That's all he really fought for. He just wanted to take care of. He just wanted to take care of Israel. So he was a great guy. He was a fantastic man, and he loved you so much he couldn't see straight.
So Alan Dershowitz and Miriam Adelson had a cute little conversation prior to this moment that we all witnessed, in which Alan, I guess, was trying to make the case that Trump should, I guess, subvert our Constitution and run for another term, and persuaded Miriam Adelson that it can be done. Miriam Adelson gets on that stage, encourages him to do it, and commits to offering another $250 million in bribes. Now, does she want to do that on behalf of all of us to make this country better? Clearly, no, that's not the case. She wants that money to go to the country she actually gives a damn about, and that's the country of Israel. So for people who are wondering, the rise of anti-Semitism, where's it coming from? When people are struggling in America and our political elite basically give us the middle finger while praising the very people who bought them like prostitutes, yeah, that leads to, unfortunately, anti-Semitism, which is misplaced anger and rage at the wrong people. The real anger and rage should be toward our broken political system, which has legalized bribery to a point where foreign countries can buy our president. The ire should be directed toward the corrupt lawmakers and the president and the administration. And nothing is going to change. I can come on the show every day and bitch about this. I can tweet about it. We can all whine and cry about it. But if we're serious about what needs to be done to reform our political system, we have to be willing to work with people who have identified this very real threat to our way of life and to the future of this country. Because there is no reason for us to be sending tens of billions of dollars to a country that has been committing a genocide, number one, that's literally using our money to commit war crimes. And even if that weren't the case, I am not interested in funding any war right now when we are $38 trillion in debt and spending $1 trillion a year on servicing that debt. It's that simple. Trump is rubbing it in our faces. And the fact that people are okay with it blows my mind. Our infrastructure is crumbling. People are living in poverty. We have a severe housing crisis. The cost of food has gone up significantly. It's just outrageous. So yeah, I understand the rage. But to react to these moments with anti-Semitism, that's wrong. To feel rage toward our political system and the corruption that's baked within it, I think that's where the ire should be directed at.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.